Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good afternoon to everyone. How are you today, guys?
Sir, I'm good.
Good.
Good, sir.
All right, good. What about the rest?
Good,
Please
sir.
don't keep quiet. All right, good.
Alhamdulillah, sir. Good, sir. Good, sir.
Alhamdulillah. All right, good.
Say hi,
Okay,
mister.
okay, good. So before I start, please take care of yourself because right now COVID-19 still around of us. So please make sure you take care of yourself, take care of your family, and please try to not go to any public place. Okay, again. All right. So today I would like to share with you for the chapter one. Chapter one actually is something like more to the introduction.
Okay, sir.
Okay, more to about the introduce about this subject, especially for the international marketing. And before we start for the chapter one, about the topic is about understanding global market and marketing. So anyone of here, do you have any idea when we talk about international marketing, what that's mean? Hmm. Anyone from here? We will talk about international marketing. Yes, Arif?
Sir, I want to ask about the group. Sorry, kalau
Okay,
dari
team.
topik. Saya nak
Okay,
tanya
about the
pasal
team
group.
members.
Um, um, Boleh ke kalau 6 orang? Sebab saya baru masuk hari ni. So my friends ada yang dah ada
Okay,
group. So I'll be the 6 members tu. So boleh ke
okay,
kalau saya
okay,
satu
wait.
group tu 6 orang?
Okay, before that, registered for international marketing class is 22 students. So based on the previous what we call it information, we maximum is around 5 students. So that one is so means we have 5. Is it 5? 5 times 4 is 20, right? So okay,
Yeah.
let's say we have 4 teams and then 2 teams got 6 students. Is it okay? Only 2 teams.
Okay, sir.
All right. So for those who are not yet the team members, so please make sure you are entered any teams. Okay. Actually registered for this class and only 22 students. So we have around 4. Is it correct? Yes, 4 teams. So
Yes.
only
Yes, sir.
2 teams have 6 students or 6 members. The rest only 5. Okay.
Okay, thank you,
Right.
sir.
Okay, back to my question previously. So when we talk about international marketing, what do you really understood? International marketing.
Um, is Sorry, me.
Yep. Yes.
Is the application of marketing
Uh-huh.
principles, but to satisfy the needs and wants, but on a worldwide level.
All
Like if
right.
like we cross the national borders and it's
Correct.
global. It's global, basically.
Exactly, Halima. Thank you very much for your
Yeah.
idea, for your knowledge regarding the international marketing. Yes, that's the
Yeah.
correct answer. Totally correct answer. Thank you very much. Okay, so when we talk about international marketing, is something like how we want to market, okay, our product or our service to the international or global situation or global environments, okay, especially in terms of how we want to enter for the different borders, because different country we have a different law, okay, different policy, a different culture and so on. So this is we call it for the international marketing. We try to reach our target market, especially for the international level. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, so chapter one today, the topic is about understanding the global market and marketing. So we try to understand first, okay, what are the global markets and marketing? So this is came from the chapter one only. So before I start, we have this statement from the Theodore Levitt. Okay, Theodore Levitt said is companies must learn to operate as if the world were one large market. So ignoring superficial regional and national differences. So we try to reach our target market to the international level for the regional market, for example, because when we talk about international or global, is very large market. Okay, let's say if you're more to localization, there are different things. If you're more to internalization, they might have different things. So this is how we try to understand the global markets, and especially in terms of their marketing purpose, their marketing research, to make sure we can enter our product or our service to that market. Okay. All right, so this topic, this chapter one, we try to understand about the globalization. So what are the definition of the globalization? And then what are the global marketing? Because in terms of the global marketing, we must have our own objective before we enter for the global marketing. And then at the same time, what are the approach or approaches under global marketing? And then this chapter also, we try to learn about the global market, especially in terms of the cage distance framework. So what are the cage distance framework? Later on, we'll discuss more details. And then at the same time, in terms of under the global markets, we have the EPRG framework also. Okay, and then the next one, we have the global marketing strategy. So before we enter for the new market, we must have our own strategy to make sure we can cater everything. Okay, we can do some the strategy. Let's say we have the plan A, you might have the plan B and plan C to make sure you can enter, you can sell your product or service to that organization or that country. And then the next one, we have the global vision and the summary from this chapter. We go one by one. Okay, for the definition of the globalization, when we talk about globalization, a process of interaction. Okay, we try to interact with the other market, and integration, and then at the same time we try to integrate. Okay, integrate among people, because let's say the home country for the product is from Malaysia, so we just know about the people in Malaysia. Okay, but we don't know about the other people from the other country, so we try to integrate and we try to have the interaction with the other people, with the other companies and the government, especially of many nations. Okay, when we talk about globalization, normally we attach with at least 36 countries. Okay, government of many nations is driven by international trade and investment, and has resulted in what some call a global economy. So this is for the globalization definition. So the example, if you look at here, 18 years old Hannah logs onto a Canadian website, orders to the latest CD recorded by Madonna. Okay, this is during that year, just use the CD. So right now, we more use the what we call it, more to digital part. Okay, we use the Spotify, and then we use the Apple one, iTunes and other things. So during this time, they give the example for the CD recorded by Madonna, and then it pays for it 8 kroner using a Danish credit card issued by a local bank. So same goes here. Even you trying to buy any songs from the digital market, for example, you must wait for that. So the best medium to pay for that thing is by using the credit card or debit card. Okay. So next we have the global marketing. So when we talk about global marketing, is increasingly mobile workforce. Okay, especially for the apps or application. So more informative customer and rapidly changing technologies and business models. So this is for the global marketing. We might use the mobile workforce, and the marketing strategy is the key to attaining competitive advantage. So based on the marketing strategy, we try to compete with the other competitors. So that's why we try to attaining competitive advantage in the global marketplace. Okay, and then how can a successful global marketing strategy be developed and sustained? So the question is must answer based on the organization. So how we can success today if you are going to global marketing strategy, especially in terms of the develop the system, and then how we can sustain our product or service to that organization or that country to make sure we can compete with the other competitors. Okay. So far, any question?
Not yet, sir.
All right. Thank
No,
you.
sir.
Thank you for your feedback. All right, next we have the global marketing objective. Okay, as I mentioned previously, we must have our own objective. Why you must go to global? Okay, why we must to going global? Okay, so the objective for global marketing is to attain worldwide coordination, rationalization, and integration of all marketing activities, including target market selection. So if you talk about marketing, normally we must have at least the basic one, STP, segmentation, targeting, and positioning. So that's why the activities including target market selection. So whose are your target market? And then marketing mix, okay, in terms of 4Ps at least, okay, 4Ps is stand for product or service, and then promotion, and then price, and another one is place or location. Okay, so that's for the marketing mix decision. And then the organizational design and control mechanism. So this is how the objective is before we must have the objective if we want to go global marketing or global market. Okay. So the next one, we have the global marketing approach. Okay, so what are the best approach we can go if you want to choose for the global marketing? So the requires must have before you have the approach for the global marketing, the firm to focus its effort worldwide and then rather than developing marketing strategies on a country by country basis. So this is because a different country they might have a different strategies, okay, because a different country might have a different culture, a different taste, different need, a different want, and so on. That's why we must have a different marketing strategies for the country basis. Okay, that the first one approach we must face before we go in global marketing. And then the second requires is the coordination and integration of production, and then the marketing itself, and then the other functional activities across country. So this is another approach you must have before we go to global market. Okay. And then when we talk about global markets, okay, why are global market possible? Okay, so based on the regional and or world markets are converging, okay, they might convert, okay, a change and so on. Let's say right now, because of the COVID-19, this is very crucial thing, crucial issues and so on. So sometimes from the physical store, they might have changed to the more to online store, something like that. Okay, so this we call it for the world market are converging, and then allowing for a more standardized marketing strategy. So from here, you as a marketers, you must know how to facing this kind of the problem. Okay, you must follow what are the current situation or the current converging. Okay, all right, and then implementing a global strategy depends on the distance or closeness between regions and countries. So this is another thing you must know how to implement. Okay, about the global strategy. Sometimes your global strategy not the best strategy you can use for that organization or for that country. Okay, or maybe the real strategy you have done that's really good can use for that strategy for that country only. Different country you might have a different implementing. This is how you want to go to global markets. Okay. So next we have the cage distance framework. So when we talk about cage, cage is measured by 4 dimensions. So the first dimension is culture. So that's why if we look at for the international or global perspective, we must know what are their culture first, because a different country, different culture. Okay, and then the second measure before you go to global or international in terms of their administrative, okay, the policy and so on, because the policy in Malaysia, in other country, let's say Singapore or Thailand or Indonesia, might have a different, okay, in terms of their administrative things. And then the next one in terms of the geographic, okay, the geographic is in terms of the place, okay, in terms of their location and so on, they might have also different. Okay, so you must measure it first in terms of the geographic things before you go to global part. And then the next one, in terms of the dimension, the fourth one is economic. So this is also might have a different, not same like as in Malaysia. That country might have a different in terms of their economics, especially in terms of the currency and so on. They have a different. So you must do some measure, okay, before you go to that global or international market, especially for dimension. Okay, that's we call it for the cage, cultural, administrative, geographic, and economic. So far, any question?
No, sir.
All right. Okay, we
sir.
move to, yes, thank you very much. We move to the next slide. So the global and domestic market compare. Okay, we try to compare for the global market and domestic market are totally different. So how we want to compare? Global markets are characterized by greater uncertainty in market and environment. They are more to greater uncertainty. Okay, because it's different market and a greater diversity and dynamism that domestic or international market. Okay, and when we talk about international, normally 2 or more country only. But if you go to global, at least 36 country and above. Okay, that's why more diversity happen for that country situation or country environment. And then the next global market are characterized by a greater separation of geographical and psychological distance. So there's another things about under the characterized by global markets. Okay. So they might be compared with the local or what you call it for the home country market. They might have totally different. So if you look at from this one, internet advertising expenditure in the United States, okay, this data during 2007. So currently, I think more than that because that the organization or the best market right now is we must use the internet or more to application. This is the latest generation or the latest what we call it system you can use, especially in terms of the AI, artificial intelligence and so on, artificial intelligence and so on, or maybe you can call it as the IR 4.0, industrial relation 4.0. They more use technology. All right. So this data 2007. If you look at here, online advertising spending in the United States during 2001 and 2011. So 2001, okay, they start only 7.1 billion online advertising. And then 2002 less, okay, around 6 billion. And then 2003 yeah, increase, okay, 7.3 billion. And then 2004 9.6 more increase. And then 2005 2006 until 2011, if you look at this data, 42 billion. So if you look at here, online advertising spending is a lot because of right now, especially it's current 2019 or 2020, we use more to online advertising rather than the physical store and so on. Okay, especially because of the COVID-19 pandemic. All right. So next, based on this data, internet users by world region. Okay, world region. So I think the latest one we might have the current what we call it the current data regarding the internet users. And if you look at here, the Asia is the highest or the highest percentage of the internet users, around 42%. And then the next one we have the Europe 24%. And then North America 14%, and then Latin America and Caribbean around 10%, and in Africa just 6%, and Middle East 3%, and in Oceania or Australia 1%. So right now, if you go to search or Google or other search engine, we can have the latest data in terms of the internet users, and I think Asia still lead because Asia is one of the big what we call it big region, okay, in terms of the total of the people and so on, okay, rather than for the others world region. Okay, so next we move to the EPLG framework. So EPLG stands for ethnocentric, polycentric, regiocentric and geocentric. So we go to one by one. So based on the EPRG framework, we have four approaches or orientations by which a firm is managed in foreign markets. Okay, so based on this foreign market, in terms of the approach number one is ethnocentric. Okay, ethnocentric is about a focus on the home market. So if you learn from the international management, okay, this is the basic one for the IB part. So you learn about ethnocentric. What does mean, guys? Anyone? Ethnocentric. Guys?
Sir, can you repeat the question, please?
Okay, my question is, what
Yes,
do you
yes. What is
really
it?
yes? What do you really understand about the
Soalan.
ethnocentric? Yes, Arif. Hmm? Arif?
Ethnocentric, yes, sir.
Yes, what does mean? Ethnocentric.
For me, it is a lot more focusing on the local punya market, I guess.
Uh-huh. Then?
Ke salah?
Yes,
then
correct. But I need more explanation.
Is it
is
regarding
it-
the ethnicity?
Pardon?
Sorry. Is it
Uh,
regarding the ethnicity? About the culture?
Ethnicity.
Oh,
Pardon?
Culture?
okay, so
Okay, actually, if you look at
Allah.
for the ethnocentric, they give the definition, a focus on the home market. So Adila, maybe do you have any idea?
It's like understanding that every country has different cultures, their belief, tradition, and so on.
Uh-huh. So what does mean ethnocentric? Yes, different country, they have different culture. So if we, because this is actually, if you look at for the EPRJ framework or approach, this is how you want to approach your product or service to other country, not your own country. This is for the approaches for the organization. So the first one, the first approach is ethnocentric. So if you look at here, ethnocentric, a focus on the whole market.
Allow me, sir.
Yes, sure.
I think ethnocentric is about marketing in a way that it is appropriate for the culture, like according to the customs of the culture. For example, Malays, most of us are Islamic, so we cannot market alcohol or something yang non-halal.
Okay, something like non-halal products, something like that.
Yeah. It's about
Okay.
what is accepted within the custom.
All right. Thank you, Emir Daniel.
So can I try?
Yes, sure. Who's that?
Aina.
Aina. Yes, sure, Aina.
Okay, what I understand that ethnocentric is like you perceive your culture is better than the other culture, and then
Yes.
so in terms of this marketing, maybe they're applying the marketing in the home country to other country.
Correctly, Aina Ashike. That's the correct answer. Okay, actually, if you look at for that words, ethnocentric, they always say no to other culture. So that, like Aina Ashikin said, okay, actually, you try to bring your culture, your own product, something like that, to other country based on your own home country culture. That's why they say no to other country. They not try to mix or try to not try to integrate with the other culture. They try to bring your own products, your own service, something like that, to other culture, to other country. So the example country of the ethnocentric is something like Japan, Korea. So if they try to selling their product in other country, but the product or service based on their culture. Okay, that's we call it for the ethnocentric. So this is the
Alright,
first
sir.
approach. All right, clear. Thank you very much for all the feedback. So well done, Aina. All right. So that ethnocentric, just say no. They always say no other culture. They try to bring their culture, their products, in the elements of the culture in their product or service to other country, and then they're selling it. Okay, this is the first approach you can use for the global market, ethnocentric. The second approach you can use for the global market or foreign market is polycentric. Polycentric is approach global market with district strategies. What about this one? They add no, they say no to other culture. Polycentric? What about polycentric? Guys? Poly means?
Is it opposite to the ethnocentric?
Yes. They are more to like opposite. They are more than two things. Okay. They just follow their own culture, their home country culture. But for the polycentric, they try to have the district strategies based on that country strategies. So what are the best ways, such as something like McDonald's, okay, if they open the business in Malaysia, they try to follow what are the Malaysian needs. Okay, that's a polycentric, more than two. Okay, all right.
Okay,
Oh,
sir.
like the nasi lemak lah sir in McD.
Yes, McD nasi lemak. So if you look at other country, they don't have the nasi lemak under McDonald. Okay, something like that. That's more to polycentric. This is the second approach you can use if you want to go global. Okay, all right. The third approach, regiocentric. Okay, the regiocentric is strategies target entire regions. Okay, they come out the product or service based on the regions. So maybe the region number one might have different things. Okay, different color, different spike, and so on. Another region, they might have a different things also. So this is another strategy you can use. Okay, if you want to go global or international. Okay, so if you choose strategies like this, we can call it the strategy more to regiocentric based on the region. Okay, different region, different things. Okay, and then the fourth approach or orientation you can use for the global market or global marketing is a geocentric. Okay, geocentric is the world is one market. So it means only for that country they use the one market. So different country might have a different market also. So this is how you can go global when we talk about global markets in terms of your product or service in terms of this approach. Okay, sometimes if you look at for the certain product or service for the certain country, they needs follow which approach. Okay, like I told you for the ethnocentric, normally from the product or service from Japan, Korea. Okay, you must what we call it, choose their culture rather than other culture. See, this is for the ethnocentric. Actually, they might have the different characterize, okay, different strategies to make sure other can use. Sometimes if you go more to use the ethnocentric, maybe the risk is very high because other cultures sometimes they are not accept with your culture, something like that. So that's the risk for if you want to choose for the ethnocentric approach rather than polycentric. And then same goes to the regiocentric and geocentric. So this is for the EPRG framework for approach or orientation for the global market. Okay, so far any question?
Sir,
Yes?
can I know like examples of product for region-centric and geocentric?
Okay, the example of the regiocentric products. Okay, let's say if you go to, because what does mean region actually? What do you understand?
Is it
when we talk about region?
Asian, Europe?
Yes. Okay, Asian, and then under Asian we have the big one is Asia. Under Asia we have Asia. Then if you want to buy that product, only sell only in the ASEAN. Okay, not other. If even we have the use region, but only you can found that product only for that region only. Okay, so the example of the product is yeah,
Durian, sir, durian.
durian.
Rice.
Is it rice?
Rice. Yes, rice. Okay. Or maybe other country, especially for the US or maybe what else? France, for example, did not eat rice. But if you want to eat rice, you can find the product only for that regions. Okay. Okay, Aina?
Yes, sir.
Something like that. This is based on the region. So you can find the products depends on the region. Okay, other regions might have a different things, not the same like that regions. Okay, this is the approach you can use to cater in terms of their needs and want for the customer, especially for that country or regions.
Okay.
Right? Thank you. And then what about geocentric? Because geocentric, the world is one market. So all the products come out, you can use the same things. What examples? Even you are in France, even you are in Europe, even you are in Asia, even you are in Middle East, but the same product you can buy or take it.
Is it can be mobile phone? No.
Mobile phone, yes, example. The latest one under iPhone. Is it 11 plus?
Pro Max.
Oh, Pro Max, oh sorry, that the latest one. So you can find the Pro Max, okay, all the country, all the region, but depends either after a week, after 2 weeks into that country. Of course, they start with the US country market, and after 2 weeks, after 1 week, or after 3 weeks, something like that, with other country. But they still selling the same products, not different things. Okay?
Okay, sir.
All right. So you understand right now. Thank you,
Yeah,
Aina.
I understand.
Yes, same goes to others too, right? So this is how you want to approach, okay? Because this actually depends on your organization, mission and vision. Depends, okay? Like I told you, for the ethnocentric, normally from Korea or Japan, because they say their culture is the best rather than other culture. Okay, that's why they use the approach more to ethnocentrism, ethnocentric, something like that. That's why if you buy a product like a car, for example, from Japan, like Toyota and so on, actually the spec for the Toyota normally based on the Japan spec. Okay, so they're just selling the same like what are they selling in Japan to other country, because they say they always say something like say no to other. So if you want to buy the product about Toyota, so this is about the Toyota talk about. Okay. All right.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, sir.
Okay, good. Because that's for the EPRG framework. Okay, then we have the EPRG and the global product strategy. So, okay, this is more details about the EPRG. So, orientation, ethnocentric, polycentric, regiocentric, and regiocentric. So, the product strategy for the ethnocentric, the product development determined by needs of home country customer. So, they just follow what are the home country customer needs, and then they're selling to other country. Okay, that's the ethnocentric. For the polycentric, local product development based on local needs. So they try to serve the product or service based on the what are the local needs. Okay, that's right. That's right. I mentioned about the McDonald because you can find only nasi lemak McDonald only in Malaysia, not other country, because they try to what we call it, implement what are the local needs. Okay, that's a polycentric. For the regiocentric, standardized within region but not across region. So you can find the product only for that region, the same standardization in that region only. Other region, they might have a different standardization. This is the approach you can use for the regiocentric. For the geocentric, a global product with local variation. So normally you can find the same product with even the different country or different region or different area and so on. Okay. Okay, next we have the 3 elements of global marketing strategy. So the first elements under global marketing strategy, we have this standardization. Okay, so this is another way, another elements we can use for the global marketing strategy. You try to being something like the product more standardized. Even you are selling different country, you have the same product with the home country product standardized. Okay, and then for the second elements is configuration or coordination. This one you try to look in terms of the what are the local needs. Actually, they are more to polycentric actually configuration, and they try to change a little bit about the product, and then they're selling only based on the that market needs and wants. Okay, that's the second elements of the global marketing strategy. And the third elements under global marketing strategy, we have the integration of the firm value chain. Sometimes they might have change in terms of what are the value chains in that country, because as we know, different country they might have a different value chain system and so on. So they try to integrate, they try to follow what are the current value change for the firms to that organization, to that country. Okay, guys. So far, so good.
All right, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Okay, next we have the needs for localization varies by business function. So if you look at here, we have the localization. Localization is we try to selling the product based on what are the local market needs. Okay, so if you look at here, if you're very high need, okay, high need, you must do something like the market more to direct marketing. Okay, direct mean you're selling the product based on face to face. Okay, they are more to something like customer A and the agent A or organization A, they more to direct marketing. Okay, they are very high need. And then at the same time for the website advertising. But if we look at for the low need, they are not focused on the localization. They are based on the finance and then brand identity and product strategy. So this is how you try based on the what are the needs. Okay, for localization varies by business function. So depends what are your business function talk about. Okay, and then from there you know is even you're more to high needs or low need of the localization. Okay, and then at the next one we have the value change framework. So if you look at here, we have the primary activities. We have inbound logistic. Okay, inbound means from the home country. Okay, inbound logistic. So the support activities, we have the infrastructure. So what are the best infrastructure to gather the primary activities, especially for the inbound logistic? And then for the operations, of course, the support activities is human resource management. Of course, the staff, of course, the us as a human resource management. And then when we talk about activities about marketing and sales, normally based on the support activities is technology development, okay, in terms of the application, in terms of the website, and so on. So what are the best technology development? And then for the surveys, okay, of course, the support activities is procurement in terms of the payment, in terms of the system of payment, and so on. So this is how the value change framework. And then for your information, the value change framework is based on this one, integration of the firm value change. Okay. Okay, next we have the global value change framework. In terms of this one, there are more details. Okay, inbound logistic, we have production in Indonesia, Denmark, Portugal, Slovakia, and Thailand. So the support activities is infrastructure. Maybe you can do the business only for this country because of the maybe in terms of the what we call it the what we call it as that one, the cost of labor. Okay, they are very cheap. Okay, especially in Indonesia and Thailand. Okay, that's why they just inbound logistic in terms of this category of the primary activities. So it depends on the infrastructure. Okay, for the operation, again, human resource management is about the human, and then marketing and sales, marketing plans developed in Denmark, but the technology development is product development in Denmark, in Indonesia. And then for the service, it's more to procurement. Okay, the next one. Okay, the framework for a global marketing strategy. So if you look at here, for the global marketing performance based on what are the internal drivers and also what are the external drivers. So if you look at here for the internal drivers, we have the global vision. So what are your company global vision? And then the marketing market orientation, and then the organizational itself, the capability, the finance in terms of the money, okay, in terms of the capital and so on, and then the international and experience. Okay, this is about the internal driver. If you have good in terms of all these internal drivers, mean you can you can go global market. Okay. Okay, from the external, from the outside of the organization, a global economy, cultural diversity, legal or political systems, and then market structures, a competition, the competitor, and then country of origin, effect, and then technology. So this is for the external drivers. So from here, internal and external, they come up with the global marketing strategy. So from the global marketing strategy, we have the competitive positioning, country grouping, market entry. Okay, market entry is how you want to choose. Either you want to go global by using the franchising or maybe licensing or more something like what we call it, wholly owned and so on. So this is what you can use for the market entry. And then a country or market segmentation and a marketing mix, logistics, organizational design, coordination of value added activities, and ethics and social responsibility. So this is how your global marketing strategy come out from the internal and external, and then they come up with the global marketing that we are very perform or not perform. Okay. So far, any question?
No, sir.
All right. Thank you, Adila. Okay. Next, we move to the next slide. We have the measuring global marketing performance. So how we want to measure for the global marketing performance, either we are perform or not perform. Okay, we have 4 dimensions. Number 1 is in terms of the market measures. So we must measure in terms of the market. After we selling the product, is it the good or the best market we can sell the product to that the country? And then the second dimension is consumer measure. Okay, this is based on our consumer, our customer. So after they use your product, is it they can give something like more satisfaction or not satisfaction? Okay, from here also we can know either our global marketing perform or not. And then the third one, third dimension we can measure for the global marketing performance is measures of innovation. Okay, the innovation, actually you learn this one more details in innovation management subject. Okay, innovation is how you can develop from the actual product become more, you add on more technology, something like that. So this is another things you can measure for the global marketing performance. And then of course for the financial result, okay, in terms of the profit. Okay, if you gain profit means you can perform to that a global marketing. Okay, and then the next slide. Okay, in terms of this one, there are more details for the marketing performance, how to measure. Okay, dimension about the market. So the measure is market share, advertising share of mind, and then promotional share of mind. For the consumer, customer penetration, how you can penetrate the customer, and then customer loyalty, new customer gain, brand recognition, brand equity, satisfaction, and purchase intention. And then for the innovativeness, you have the new product launch, and then revenue from new product or total turnover, and then for the financial part is more to turnover, and then contribution margin and the profits. Okay. Next, we have the global vision. So in terms of the global vision, we must have the strategic vision where a company wants to go. Okay, so how it will get there and then why it should be successful in doing so. So in terms of the vision, sometimes you can choose which are the mode of entry we can choose for the going global. Either you want to choose for franchising, licensing, or maybe just import or export and other entry modes. Okay, sometimes from your vision. And then for the global vision, that's for the strategic vision. For the global vision is the ability to look into the future of the or the capacity to visualize the image that the company is seeking to create on a worldwide basis. Okay, this is based on the global vision. what are your company ability? Either you can look into the capacity to visualize, because normally sometimes the organization, they have good in terms of the global vision, but because of the capability or the ability of the organization, they are fail for the global market. Okay, and the summary, what is meant by global marketing and global marketing strategy and how they may be implemented. And then global firms must plan globally while acting locally. Okay, you must have good planning. And then a critical decision is that one of determining which marketing activities can be standardized across national borders and to what extent. And then globalization, a process of interaction and integration among people, companies, and the government of many nations, is driven by international trade and investment. And in several framework for global marketing strategy will serve as the agenda for topics discussed in the following chapter. So we have more details in terms of the next chapter. All right, so far, any question before we take a rest around 10 minutes and then we proceed for the second chapter for today? Any question?
Sir,
Yes, I
I
know.
want to ask about the global and domestic marketing. Wait. I think it's it on the slide number 9.
Okay, 9. Okay, this one.
Yeah, I don't understand the greater separation of geographical and psychological distance. Can you explain that?
All right. So if you look at here, global markets are categorized. So before you go to global market, you must know what are the best categorized. Okay, in terms of the global market, either the first one, if you look at the greater uncertainty in market and environment, you try to do what does mean uncertainty actually. This one you learn from the CCM, uncertainty avoidance. What does mean?
It's risk. No.
Yes, either you want to take a race or you just step on from the race. Okay, because if you go to global markets, normally they might have a different culture, different people, different customer, and so on. So either you want to uncertainty avoidant or not. That's number one. The second one is greater diversity and dynamism that domestic internal market, because if you normally let's say you are a company from Malaysia, you must know what are the Malaysian needs, okay, in terms of the dynamism of domestic market. Okay, if you go to global market, they must have the internal market, and from here they are more worldwide, more diversity, especially in terms of the culture. Okay, and then the third one is greater separation of geographical. So let's say if you go to global, okay, of course different country they might have a different geographical, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Same goes to the psychological. Okay, because maybe Malaysian needs the product something like this, but for the other country they might have in terms of the psychological might be different. So even you learn the psychologies, okay, actually in marketing we have the marketing psychology. So how we want to penetrate the product to that country consumer rather than for the local country. Even sometimes the local countries, sometimes we can't penetrate our psychological customer. So because of these things, sometimes if you go to global markets, how you want to do a greater separation. Because if you look at for this one, okay, wait. Okay, this one, right? Geocentric. The world is one market, and it regiocentric based on strategy target entire regions. So the target based on the region. Same goes to this one. Greater separation. You do some separation of geographical. Okay, it based on that place, that location might needs the product something like this, especially in terms of the colors, in terms of the taste, in terms of the ingredients, something like that. So if you go to global market, you must know how to greater separation. Separate in terms of this kind of product to make sure you can separation for the geographical and especially for the psychological distance. Actually, this one you learn more detail in chapter 3 or chapter 4 in terms of the colors and so on.
Okay, sir.
Okay, Aina? All right.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Aina, for your question. What about the rest? Any question for the chapter 1? Anyone? If no question, we just have around 10 minutes break. Guys,
Okay, sir. Thank you.
not thank you yet, because we have chapter 2 after this.
Yeah, thank you for the
Yeah.
break, I mean.
Okay, so we have a break, 10 minutes, yeah? Okay, and then we proceed.
Alright, sir.
Yes. Who's that? Who's that?
Tata, sir. Hello.
Okay. Nothing, eh? So we have 10 minutes break. Okay? Thank you, guys.
Okay, sir.
All right. Okay, Assalamualaikum guys. Assalamualaikum everybody.
Waalaikumsalam, sir.
All right.
Salam, Zul.
All right. Can we continue for the chapter 2 today? Can we continue?
Yes, boleh sir.
Okay, sure. Thank you very
Yes,
much.
sir.
All right. So far, if I notice, for the online student right now, we have 21 students. So only one not in our class. So I'm not so sure who's that. So later on, I will check and will update for your attendance. All right. So chapter 2 for today is, the title is about assessing the global marketing environment. So the global economy and technology. So the chapter 2 today is more something like after you know what are the introduction but a global marketing. So right now we try to assess, okay, the global marketing environment. So this is actually more something like more to research, okay, before you go to going global. So and this part, this topic, we focus only for the economy and technology. So if you learn from the principle of management and international management, you learn about the PESTLE. Am I right, guys? Is it you learn about the PESTLE? PESTLE?
Yes sir.
Yes.
Yes.
What is that PESTLE? What is that PESTLE? It's very basic one. You learn from the principle of management and international management.
It's analysis.
Okay, the
Marketing.
analysis. Okay, the analysis about what?
Political, economic,
Yes.
social, technological, legal, and environment.
Correctly. Correct. Thank you very much, Muhammad Iqmal. So that's why in this topic, we just focus only for the two things under PESTLE. That's economy and technology. Okay, or technological. All right. So as previously, we have this statement from somebody. So this second chapter, we have this statement from the Bill Gates. Okay, so Bill Gates said if GM had kept up with technology like the computer industry has, we will all be driving 25 cars, $25 cars that got 100,000 mpg. So this is how the Bill Gates thinking about the assessing the global market, about the technology especially. Okay, from the technology they can driven the economy for their organization or their company. Okay, so in this topic, we have the, as mentioned previously, about the PESTLE model, or political, environmental, and then sociological, and or sociology, and then technological. In the next E is about the economics, and then the last one is legal or law. So this is the model under this topic. And then the global economy, we have the economic growth, and then world trade, and then high technology products, we have the characteristics of high technology markets, and then globalization of technology, and then technology and global financial services. And then the next one, we have the global countries and global companies. So under global countries and global companies, we have the global demographic and the green economy. And of course, the summary from this chapter. So we go to one by one. If you look at for the PESTLE, and then you learn this one again from the principle of management and international management subject, more details about this one. But in this analysis of the macro global environment, more to big, okay, worldwide global environment. So if you look at from the political aspect or factors, we have the possible factors for study local and national government structure, government stability, internal politics, and that affect business, and then international relation or terrorist activities and political risk. So this is the possible factors for study under political. The next one is about the economy. Talking about economics, we possible factors for study is about regional economic growth indicators, and then exchange rates, and then trade policy, government intervention in the economy, and then taxation, consumption, employment or unemployment, and then inflation, balance of payment. So this is all under economic things. And then the third one is social. Demographics, lifestyle, education, living standards, or health and welfare, and then immigration or emigration. So this one we learn more details later on in the different chapter. And then technological infrastructure, including market opportunities in the electronics, high technology market, and then development of biotechnology and information technology industries, and clean technology markets. And then the second last is environmental regulations, global warming, pollution, and green marketing. And then the next factors is legal system, business legislation, consumer protection, intellectual property issues. Okay, so we go to one by one. But as I mentioned, this topic we just focus for the economic and technology only. So for the economic growth, growth in global trade has far exceeded that of domestic growth. So the growth in world trade from 2005 increased from 5% to 30% until 2008 economic crisis. And then while world industry production averaged about 5% over the same time frame, and then considerable growth in domestic retail, trade has occurred in emerging nations. Okay, so this is about the economic growth. So even right now, maybe our economic become a downturn or growth, depend on the situation, because we have the pandemic right now, the pandemic issues, about the COVID-19 issues. Okay, so we have the data for the world trade. Okay, if you look at here, just 10 largest exporters and importers. Okay, this data during 2008 per billions. And then if you look at here, the top one is Germany for the export, but for the export for the what we call it merchandise. Okay, for the services, the top one is US export, and then the second one is China. The second one for the services, UK, and other things you can look at from here. Okay, that's for the merchandise for the exporters and services for the exporters. But for the merchandise importers and services importers, if you look at for the second row, they have the US, the first one, the top one, and then the second one is Germany, and same goes to the services importers, US and Germany also. So right now, I think China lead for the merchandise and services for the exporters and importers. Okay. All right, for the United States, export by region. Okay, if you look at here, we have the example on the United States, because the textbook we use the U.S. textbooks. That's why they gave the example on the U.S. Export by region. So table 2-3, United States export by region 2010 per US billions region. Okay, this we call it for the region. Okay, the previous chapter we learned about the region, so this is the example for the region. Okay, we have the European Union or EU. So the export is around 135 US billions, and then Canada 142 US billions, and then Mexico 90 US billions, and then South or Central America 78 US billions, and newly industrialized countries 68 US billions. So this is the export, okay, by region under United States. And then the next one, we have the data based on this kind of scale, U.S. international trade in goods and services. So this is based on the goods and services. So if you look at here, they have the data for the import and export. So they have the balance, and then from July 2008 and then July 2009 for 1 year, and then the next one July 2010 another year. Okay, for this export and import things. So if you look at here, the import is more high rather than export, because during this time, I think, okay, for the US, they have a lot of product or service. So right now, maybe they are more to export the products. Okay, actually import and export depends on what are the product we have, okay, for the certain country. So if you look at for the ASEAN or Asia, for example, they might have a different. So different country might have a different in terms of the export and imports. Okay. So the next one is, if we move to the next slide, we have the high technology products lead world trade. So the high technology manufacturing sectors has grown twice as fast that of other manufactured goods. And then many high technology products, such as computers, are manufactured from components made in several countries. Okay, even the computers is belong to US, for example, but the components sometimes from the other countries, and then they just make around all the components become a computer. And then the next one is provide emerging market with assembly and export opportunities. So because of that country don't have the some of the component, for example, they can export the components from other country, become their products, and then from their product they export to the other country. Okay, so this is about the high technology product lead world trade because of these things. Okay, next we have the characteristic of high technology market. So of course, if we go to high technology market, for the characteristic number one is highly dynamic. Okay, they are very dynamics. Okay, some changes and so on, and then they are very complex and they are very risky, because if they are very less dynamic, they are very risky for that organization, for that high technology market. And then as a result, market measure rapidly and are fast moving and then expensive, competitively intense, and what is that, guys? Consumer rather than production oriented. Okay. Okay, guys. So far, any question?
No, sir. Good, sir.
Okay,
No.
good. So at least I know you are with me right now. Okay. So next. Okay, products developers must anticipate consumer needs even before consumers are aware of them. Okay, these are the things about the characteristic of high technology market. The product developers must anticipate consumer needs. They based on the consumer needs. What are the consumer needs even before consumers are aware of them? So this is how they become a high technology market. Even right now, if you look for the high technology market in terms of the mobile phone or smartphone, they are very high technology. Everything we can use from the smartphone. Okay, in terms of the notes, in terms of the picture, in terms of the weather, in terms of the current issues and so on, we can look at from our smartphone. So this is very high technology markets. Okay. Okay, next, reducing the risk of high technology product failure. So how to make sure the you can reduce in terms of the high technology product failure. Number one is determine if first mover. Okay, first mover means you are become the first out about the products. Okay, become first mover advantage is preferred over longer introduction lead times that assure sufficient market interest. So you means you must have the organization come up with the new product, or maybe the more to innovation product to the market. You become a number one, and after that, the other organization follow you. So this is how you want to make sure your high technology product not failure in the market. Okay. And then the second one is rethink the value of market research before product launch. So you must do a market research. You must do some research first before you come up with a new product. And of course, before you come up with it, before you launch any product to the market. Okay, you must have the market research. And then the third one is target the market carefully. Okay, this is under STP, segmentation, targeting, and positioning. So you must target the market carefully, identifying consumer most likely to purchase the product. So depends on their needs also. So from here, you can reduce the what we call it, the percentage of the failure of high technology products. Okay, and then the last one is exploit the innovators and early adopters. Okay, so the innovators is something like you come up with the new product, even the smartphone, for example, and then you come up with the new features and that smartphone that's become innovators. and then early adapter. You become a early, what we call it, the first offer the product to the market. So this is another thing, how to make sure you can reducing the high risk, the reducing of for the high technology product failure in the market. Okay, so the next one, we have the high technology market entry. Okay, so we can enter the high technology market based on the low resource commitment, and then the directed towards commercialization rather than production, and then global supply chain performance critical. So this is how we want to entry for the high technology market based on this kind of the characteristic. Number one, low resource commitment. Okay, this is very low resource of the commitment, and then directed towards commercialization rather than production. So you try to commercialize first rather than production. And then the next one is global supply chain performance critical. So these another things, another elements you must look at before you come up with the high technology market. Okay, so far so good, guys.
So far, so good.
Okay, good. All right. So next, technology and global financial services. So if you look at here, we have just some some data. Global financial service or services are becoming more dependent on IT infrastructure or in information technology infrastructure in order to gain competitive advantage. Okay, if you look at here during this one from 2006 until 2010 data, from the North America, Europe, Asia, Pacific, the best of the world, and so on. So if you look at here, the range of the US billion is around very high in terms of the which region? Is it North America, Europe, or Asia Pacific? Which one? I think Europe, right? Based on this part, technology and global financial services. Europe, they are very high. During 2006, they are very high, 1 to 1.8 US billion. And in 2007, 131.3 US billions. And in 2008, 134 rather than others. And then also 2009, they are very highest too, 130.3. And then 2010, 133.3 US billion. Okay, this is for the Europe. Okay, and then we move to the next slide, global companies and global countries. So if you look at here, countries and companies can be typed according to their level of globalization. So the foreign policy, Kearney globalization index rate countries based on the economic integration and personal contacts, technological connectivity, political engagement. So this is how the countries and companies can be typed according to their level of globalization based on this index. And then in 2007, Singapore was the most globalized country, and the United States was number 7. So right now, what happened? Can you guess?
China overtake.
Yes, China. China overtake all this data. Thank you, Aina. Who's that? Okay, China overtook, okay, this kind of the level of globalization. All right. So next we have the top 10 transnational companies by foreign operation. So if you look at here, we have the company General Electric, Vodafone Group PLC, Ford Motor, General Motors, British Petroleum, ExxonMobil. So this is actually almost the company. They have the what we call it a rebrand. Okay, rebrand their name of the products in the market. Royal Dutch or Shell, Toyota Motor, and Total and France Telecom. So if you look at here, home country, the General Electric from US, Vodafone Group PLC from UK. Even right now, I don't think so. The Vodafone during last 10 years or last 15 years, Vodafone is one of the smartphone. We can buy the product or the telephone, the smartphone from the market. But right now, I don't think so. We have the Vodafone, a smartphone in the market. Okay. and then Ford Motors, okay, from the US, and then General Motors from US, British Petroleum from UK. Right now they use the BHP, and then ExxonMobil they use the Patrons, okay, the home country from US, and then Royal Dutch or Shell they still use Shell, UK or Holland, and then Toyota Motor from Japan, and then Total from France, and France Telecom from France. So the industry depends on the categories of industry. For the General Electric, the electrical and electronics. If you look at for the Royal Dutch or Shell, based on the energy, okay, petroleum and so on. And for if you look at for the foreign asset or total, they are very high. And then for the foreign sales and total also, and then for the foreign employment total and the TNI. The TNI is the transnationality index. So it is calculated as the following three ratios: foreign asset to total assets, and then foreign sales to total sales, and then foreign employment to total employment. So that's come up for the TNI, or the transnationality index. Okay. Next, we have the data of the global demographic here, but this data is around, I think, during 2009 or 2007. Sorry, 2009. Okay, so the global demographic, a comparison of country and company size as measured by sales and GDP. So if you look at here for the country or company, Walmart store, which Walmart from where? Anybody know?
US.
US. Yes, exactly, from US. Okay, Walmart store. Okay, sales of GDP US billion is 408. They're very high. Okay, and then Austria, okay, 382, and then Norway, Bank of America, Denmark, a Royal Dutch or Shell, and then Israel, Hungary, and New Zealand. So if you look at here, this is a comparison of country based on the company size as measured by sales. Okay, the top one during this data 2009 is this is a Walmart stores. Okay, and then next we have the population changes. Okay, this data also if you look at, they have the prediction 2025 until 2045. They have to predict. Okay, so if you look at here, the population, the percentage of population 60 and over. Okay, for the 60 and over, if you look at here, they are predict 2045 Japan, they are very high. Why is it happen? Guys, why is it happen? Why Japan, they are very high population of the age 60 and above? Anybody know?
Low birth rate.
Pardon?
Low birth rate. No.
Okay, one. What else? What else in terms of the Japan?
Technology is advanced.
Pardon?
Technology.
Technology. What happened to the
Yeah.
technology? Why the technology can give more high rates of the what we call it, of the age?
Because people live more, like they don't die easily, like faster. So aging population.
Yes. Actually, for your information, the best thing about Japan is their lifestyle. And for your information, Japan is very eat the more vegetables, more something like the raw material, something like that. Okay, that's why. And then one more thing, if you go to Japan, the interesting about Japan is they normally use a public transportation rather than a car and so on. So they might have what we call it the lifestyle. They are very healthy. So that's why if you look at based on this predicted prediction based on this population changes 2045, Japan's still the highest one. Even the data from 2005, Japan still high, but 2045 they are very more high, more than 45%. Okay, the population is the age of 60 and over because of their lifestyle. Okay, rather than us from the United States, for example, normally we eat the fast food and so on. But in Japan, they don't like to eat fast food. Okay, so this is how the population changes in terms of these things. Okay, and then if you look at here, it's China, Hong Kong, SAR, and India, Indonesia, Korea, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, and Thailand. So this is one of the country, if you look at for the emerging Asia, excluding Taiwan province of China. So they are very lowest, okay, in terms of this percentage of 60 and over, because maybe like Aina, as she can say, because of the high rate of birth, okay, in all these this kind of the country, okay. So this is about the population changes. So before you enter for the marketing, global market, for example, you must know what are the percentage of the population they have. Okay, from that you can target which population or which age you can sell the product for that things. Okay. And then the next one, we have the green economy. So the green economy and emerging marketplace that seeks to optimize the synergy among three set of values. Number one is social, the second one is environmental, and the financial. Okay, and then this is most commonly referred to as the triple bottom line. And then the green economy is environmental, sustainable, and then socially just, and then locally rooted. So this is about the green economy. So based on the social, based on the environmental, and based on the financial. So from here, they try to maximize, okay? They try to emerging marketplace band of, they try to optimize all the synergy among the three set of the social, environmental, and financial to make sure they can become the green economy, okay? And then a globalization opportunity or threat. So the opportunities, because the globalization is trade liberalization means that demand for a country product is not limited to the home market only. So while investment, technology, and know-how move more freely across border to both developed and developing countries. So this becomes the opportunity for developed and developing countries for the globalization. But they become a threat because much of the discontent concerns the fact that the benefit of globalization have not been spread equally among peoples and countries. Okay, sometimes they because of the globalization, because they're not spread equally among peoples and countries, they become a threat sometimes. Okay, so this is a summary from the second chapter. The parcel model is an excellent framework to use when scanning the macro global environment. But this topic we just focus for the economy and technology. And then global trade has outpaced economic growth in most industrialized and emerging countries. And in most world trade is regional, and then technological exports and imports dominate world trade, especially among developed countries. And then according to the foreign policy or ATKNI index, the United States is the seventh most globalized country. But the later data, of course, we think that China is the most globalized country. Okay. All right, guys. So far, any question regarding chapter 2? Guys?
No, sir.
All good, sir.
All good, yeah? All right. Thank you very much. So please again, for all the new added in these teams or in these groups, please make sure you have your own team group, because all the assessment already mentioned. So if you need more details about the assessment in this class, you may open your VLE, because I upload already the assessment details, okay? So we have 60% career marks and then 40% your final assessment. So please check and please have your own team, okay, to make sure you can give the task based on the team members. All right. So thank you very much for today, guys. Today we have finished our class early before 2, but it's okay. If you have any question, please choose our WhatsApp group and our VLE, for example, through the forum channels. So thank you very much for today. Again, please take care of yourself and please stay safe. Okay, guys?
Okay, sir.
All right.
Okay, sir.
Thank you very
Okay,
much.
sir.
Thank you,
Take
Yes,
care.
sir.
You're most
sir.
Have a
welcome.
good day.
You too, guys.
Thank you,
Thank you very much.
sir.
Okay, you're most welcome. Assalamualaikum
Thank
warahmatullahi
you, sir.
wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much.
Waalaikumsalam.
You're most welcome.
Waalaikumsalam, sir.
All right.